9, 10.
Well, like I said, that's as much of a preview or like the space that you get from now on. You get that 30 seconds because at that point you must know that the red light is officially on. And of course, it's your boys, not the New Day, but the Wrestling Realm Now podcast is back for another special Wednesday episode. And we are here to answer another $1 million question. With as many $1 million questions, we should be millionaires. But we're fresh off a magnificent, stupendous, and all the adjective week of professional wrestling. We had history in the making. We had WWE Monday Night Raw finally debut on Netflix. We also are fresh off of NXT's New Year's Evil, not to mention Kenny Omega has returned to the ring. We have a lot to discuss. We have John Cena calling the shot. We have CM Punk calling the shot. We have Roman Reigns finally closing chapter to our favorite soap opera as the bloodline turns. Not to mention what is next for Seth Rollins. What is next for Cody Rhodes? What is next for Kevin Owens, The Rock, Drew McIntyre, Julia, Oba Femi? So much. And we're going to get into every last one of those points today because it's our job and you guys would miss us if we didn't. So buckle your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. It is the second week, the second show of 2025, and the Wrestling Realm Now podcast is here to do you some justice. Let's have some fun. Let's get educated. Let's get it. Boom. Let's go.
Houston, we have a problem. Yes!
That was perfect. Welcome to the Wrestling Realm Now podcast, where we take a deeper dive into the world of professional wrestling. Now, I'm your host, the real big man, the real Dwayne Allen, in the building for another episode today. He is your host, super producer, Brother Hugh has the third, A to the A to the S, T to the H to the E, 3 to the R to the D, in the building, and he is your host, not just any guy, but the belt king, the belt guy, Brandon, the guy. Yep, that's a lot of guys. And he is in the building tonight. And the man, the myth, the legend, still in 2025, Mr. Steal Your Show, Brian H. Waters in the building. Look at that United States Championship spinning in the background. Welcome to another episode of the Wrestling Realm Now podcast. Now, I'm pretty sure you've been here before, but if you haven't, welcome. Now, we got to get into a lot tonight, and we're not going to waste any time. We have segments, we have moments, we have all these things to discuss. But I'd be remiss if I didn't do the courtesy of welcoming all of our new viewers and listeners to the Wrestling Realm. And as usual, we have a few announcements about what is to come, what you can be excited to get from us in 2025. So let's just jump into it. Coming soon, Wrestling Realm documentaries. We are working on maybe one or two, possibly, documentaries. Yep. Things pertaining to the wrestling realm, maybe how we got started, maybe, special events or something coming up really soon. Who knows? But you have to stay tuned. But as production people, we are looking to diversify our content when it comes to the wrestling realm and, get into our production chops and do some things that we didn't have a chance to do before, but we're trying to tell these stories. We're storytellers, and this is the perfect house to do so. So be on the lookout for the Wrestling Realm documentaries, and hopefully, like I said, you'll get them as soon as 2025. But this is the direction that we're going in. Also, we are increasing our vlogs. That's right. So the Wrestling Realm vlogs are coming back. They're always a hit when we travel, when we be on the road, but we feel like we got to let people in just a little bit more. So we're looking to expand our space in the vlogs sphere with Wrestling Realm vlogs. So you can look forward to us doing more of those, as we kind of hit more outings and kind of make our way into the space. So yeah, you can look forward to that, as well as a new segment known as Wrestling Realm Facts, where you will have brief facts about the wrestling realm. Each week, we will discuss something maybe you all didn't know about each and every one of us that are part of this particular brand. So, coming soon, it'll be an opportunity for you all to get to know us a little bit better with a new segment known as Wrestling Realm Facts. We have another show coming up also called Unpopular Opinion. The graphic is pending. But yes, we will have unpopular opinion moments on the show where each member of the panel will display an unpopular opinion. And there's no argument, there's no discussion. It's just something that we got to put out there. You got to stew in your juices. Also, what I forgot to mention last week is the new Instagram live show, Wrestling Room Live. Now, what exactly is Wrestling Room Live? Wrestling Room Live is all of our content that is specifically and proactively and exclusively on Instagram Live. So we will have moments, we'll have subjects, we'll have days where we'll go live on Instagram. Sometimes we may have a special guest, sometimes we may not, but that is where we will have our special impromptu shows of any type of discussion that we decide to bring up, and that's the space in which we'll do so. So Instagram Live. So yeah, and this also Realness Reacts. I'm assuming it's coming sometime in 2025.
Oh yeah.
If you look at my face, if you're watching this and you see my face on the graphic, that's me trying to figure out how I'm going to pull this off. So yes, hopefully in 2025 we finally get Realness Reacts. It's been a long time coming, and it is no longer exclusively a Patreon exclusive, but it will be on the YouTube channel with the rest of the content. So yes, that's something for you all to look forward to. So yes, that is all the things that are coming for us in 2025. Now, we're not going to be remiss, right? Mm-hmm. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the latest, the greatest, the newest brand to the wrestling realm umbrella, known as Championship Culture, created by Brandon the Guy and Brother Hugh, super producer, has the third, where they take the time. They collect the evidence and the conversations, and they bring you everything championship culture related, whether it's belt unboxing, belt reviews, conversations, discussions, voting, debates, and more, which you can find every Tuesday at 8 p.m. on youtube.com/The Wrestling Room and playlist Championship Culture. Now, there was not an episode this week of Championship Culture, but listen, because there was not an episode, I'll do you one better. How about this? You can actually go back and watch every episode that you did miss from season 1, from season 2, and catch up on everything that you've missed so far in season 3. Trust me, it's plenty of that. And if you're still feeling festive, even though we've walked into the new year, check out the holiday unboxings with Brandon the Guy, as we call him, Santa Guy, as he does a special unboxing with a beautiful new championship. If you didn't see it, I'm not going to spoil it for you. If you watched last week's show, you know exactly what it is. But don't forget, every Tuesday, 8 p.m., youtube.com/The Wrestling Room, Championship Culture. Championship Culture, guys. Would you guys like to say a word before we move on?
I think he was dying to say something. He is dying to tell you something. Go ahead here. That's all you're going to tell him?
What do I have to tell him? Tell him what? You know me. I like to keep secrets. You'll find out when you find out.
About the new segment coming to Championship Culture. I know you do, but I wanted you to know that I want you to tell him about the new segment coming to Championship Culture. I'm putting you on the spot. Go ahead, brother. Tell him about your new segment.
Something that we covered before. The new segment is
your new segment that you can.
We'll ask the question: who wore it better? You've seen it before on a number of times during our shows throughout the past couple of seasons. But basically, we're going to present you with a series of questions about certain titles, and we're going to ask, who do you think wore that specific title better? So
like
that's one of
their waist or around their shoulder.
You said what?
Like around their waist and shoulder.
All right, he wants to start.
I'm just saying, like you said, who wore it better? And you talking about the way they. This is the question that people want to know.
Gumps like to ask gump questions.
Who wore the strap?
You know?
Oh, jeez.
But there will be more to come later on. Stay tuned. Championship Culture _ at IG, and we're gonna make it do what it do.
That was funny.
And this Tuesday, we might have took a break. We might have took a break this Tuesday, but trust me, next Tuesday you might want to tune in to Championship Culture. I'm gonna just keep spinning this belt. I don't know why I'm gonna keep spinning this belt.
Conviction.
You just might want to tune in on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna keep spinning it throughout the show.
So,
all right.
So we got.
That's all I'm gonna say.
We got to
tune in on Tuesday to Championship Culture.
We got a bit of a what do you call it? We got to get a bit of a spoiler alert. So once again, the Championship Culture has I guess they cryptically gave us maybe some hints about next week. So sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself as you catch up on seasons 3, and look forward to next week's show because apparently it has something to do with the spinning title. That's just what I'm assuming. But we will get into all that and more because we have a very loaded
title.
I mean, well, you spent the title behind you, so that's what it was. So who knows? I don't know.
Together, you know.
No, just a little bit.
Yeah.
But we have a monstrous show tonight. We have a lot to get into. We have a lot to cover. Like I said, such a monumental moment that we get to be a part of as wrestling fans. Something that I don't think we ever thought we would get a chance to see. But before we get into that, we're going to first and foremost ask our friends Paulo Creed and Rocky Balboa to go ahead and ring the bell. Let's get this show started.
Want to ring the bell? Ding, ding.
Now, the bell has rung, which means the show is officially started. And every show we start with a special segment known as What Did You Watch? Now, we know what we watched this week. So we're just going to take this part of the segment of What Did You Watch? And instead of breaking down specific things that we watch, we know what we all watch. We watch Monday Night Raw debut on Netflix. We watch New Year's Eve with NXT. It's so much to get into that we're just going to go ahead and jump right into the meat and potatoes of tonight's show, straight from our very first segment known as What Did You Watch? Brought to you by our good friends at SeatGeek.
If you're looking to purchase tickets to concerts, live shows, sporting events, and more, head over to SeatGeek.com where you can use our promo code Wrestling Realm for any one-time purchase of $50 or more. That's promo code Wrestling Realm on any one-time purchase of $50 or more.
So y'all didn't watch AEW?
Nah. Does anybody watch AEW? I don't know.
Okay.
Well, for goodness sake, what did you watch? Let's get it.
Not does anybody watch AEW?
Yep. So you heard it. You know what that is. What did you watch? We all watched Monday Night Raw. But before we get into Monday Night Raw, we're going to skip a day. And we're going to sit there. We're going to go into NXT New Year's Evil. Let's start there. It's because we can spend less time talking about that, but we have to acknowledge some very, very, very special moments that happened on there. First and foremost, good brothers. Did you all catch NXT New Year's Evil? And what did you think about the presentation the day after the debut of Monday Night Raw on Netflix with NXT New Year's Evil on CW?
Oh, I saw it. The show started off breaking my heart. But, you know.
Of course. Yeah. I meant to check up on you, but I didn't really care that much.
Wow. But you know, it was the presentation was great. You know, I saw Brother Hughes' text was like, as I revealed the group chat, talked about the referee shirts because I didn't really pay attention, to be honest with you, because I caught like in the middle and like, you know, I was like, no, I got to see it from the beginning. So I'm like, but I saw that part, and so it made me pay attention. I was like, oh wow, we are really in a new era of pro wrestling, you know, with the referee shirts and stuff. But overall, just that dark feel, like that dark lighting, but it wasn't dark to say nobody's in the building. It looked like theater. And that's the way a lot of the NXT shows have looked, even when you go back to like some of the PLEs. So this also felt like a PLE on TV.
Did you recognize the arena, the venue?
What's that called? No, I didn't.
The Shrine.
Yeah, that's where Ring of Honor has done
the Shrine or Center.
Quite a few shows there.
Yeah,
particularly one where God rest his soul, with Jay Briscoe and Adam Cole tried to destroy each other.
Oh, it was there.
He stapled a piece of paper to his head. At least that's what I thought it was.
Well, see, that was you was hype. You was watching every detail of ROH at that time.
Only when my guys were at the forefront.
But you know, this was where you was, you know, a little irritated with
A little.
I mean, man,
You're being polite about it.
Well, yeah, that's your story to be as mad. But
Good gosh, if realness had just an opportunity to react to a few things, you can never really know what I'm going to react to. Anyways,
yeah, we should have used we should have been using handheld computer mics and stuff on Google Meet at the time.
Oh yeah, that probably
should have just said screw it.
It would have struck a chord. But what about you, brothers? Did you guys enjoy New Year's Eve, brother Guy, brother Hugh? How did you guys feel about NXT's presentation, fresh off of Monday Night Raw's monumental and historical debut?
Sure did. Enjoyed every match.
Well,
honestly, it was a better show than Netflix. The Raw on Netflix. Overall. Wow. I'm just saying.
You
sound old and disgruntled. You're showing your age. I can't wait. Now I can't wait to get into it. What about you, brother Guy?
Like your favorite wrestler's Cope.
Well,
Rated R.
Tell you, I was excited about
Rated R.
Rated
Superstar.
I couldn't. Rated R Superstar.
Cope.
Rated FTR. Team captain. Cool. He will tell you that after the Survivor Challenge, I got excited for New Year's Evil, and I was more excited about this. I had questions about what were they going to do on Raw, and I'm kind of agreeing with you. I think this was much better than Raw. It took me for more of a ride. I was more emotionally.
You sound old and disgruntled too.
From start to finish. From start to finish. You know how Triple H has this thing where you don't expect a lot. He gives you so much. I wanted a lot, and I felt like I got a lot out of this. I felt like with Raw, I expected a lot, and I walked away like, okay. But I'm telling you, from start to finish, I loved New Year's Eve. And the titles could have not changed hands, or they could have changed hands, but they were all good matches. It felt like it didn't stop. No match was lesser than the other. It felt like the pacing was fine. Everything. It felt like the takeovers. That's what it felt like. It felt like the feel of like the NXT takeovers. And that's, I enjoyed a lot of the takeovers. So that's why I think I enjoyed this more because, and we can get into individual matches, but I was just impressed. I said, wow, I cared about the whole show.
Well, shout out to Shawn Michaels and NXT. Now, that's probably what we don't have time to do, but we have to address this. We have to address the champions. We've had some title changes, and I'm going to briefly break down. No pun intended, Brian H.
Really? Really?
What?
Break down. Is this a friend of the program?
No, I just figured I'd just slide that one in
for the culture.
No, you just this one. You look at that and say, I wanted to break it down for the culture. Just keeping it 100. I'm just keeping it 100, Brian H.
Right.
Just want to break it down for the culture. I'm just keeping it 100. See, look, you got a bright idea. I see a light bulb going off in your little square. But yes, we have new champions. Brian H is not going to make it tonight. We have new champions. We have a brand new Giulia. Oh my goodness. Such a fresh face, but so impressive. She's the new NXT Women's Champion. Sorry, Roxanne Perez. What do you have to say? You guys were pretty high on Giulia when she first came in. I know we were trying to get familiar with who she was, but Brian H, you thought Roxanne Perez is going to be the greatest the greatest, NXT.
Tied, her and Jada Parker.
Oh, it's a tie now.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. And throw Lola Vice in there too.
Sure.
And can't forget Kalani Jordan.
Oh, okay. You seem kind of tongue in cheek about these choices.
What were you saying?
You seem kind of tongue in cheek.
That's Stephanie Vaquer too, man. Let me tell you. But yeah, Giulia.
Oh, the listen, girl. The listen. They all have something in common, don't they? How about that?
Just
rather
cheeky about the situation.
Yeah.
So we got a new champion.
I don't want to make an assumption about anything.
We have a new champion in Giulia. I mean, she made her presence felt very, very quickly as soon as she arrived at NXT, and now she is the new champion. Is this the right direction for us to go in? Is she the right one to lead probably the strongest women's division in all of professional wrestling right now? We going with Giulia? How do you guys feel about her?
I mean, we pretty much knew that this was going to happen anyway. After that,
so I'm going to tell you this because
when she won that match,
talk about
the big confetti and everything.
The Iron
Come on, man! Like, yeah, she was already crowned then. But to be honest, Roxanne had a great run. She did what she had to do. Honestly, I see her being called up soon. So
Really?
hey,
This
that's what
early?
I'm looking forward to. Yes, why not? I believe
Okay.
she was supposed to be called up before, with Dragunov and Mello and all them. But
And you think
the
there's
issue
room for her
is,
right now? Do you think there's room for her on the roster? Like not to just sit there, but to actually do something of meaning?
it's possible. It's
Okay.
possible.
I can plug
Yes,
Roxanne in
yes,
right
yes.
now.
Okay.
Huh?
Of course you
No,
would,
I'm gonna
Brian.
wait.
He said he thinks he could plug her in right now into something. Because
Yeah,
I guess my
yeah.
only worry
We,
for stuff like that, brother Hugh, is I'm always nervous. Like when you call them up too early, it's like, oh yeah, you're good enough to be there, but we don't have anything for you. And it's like sometimes you're
right.
probably you've had your run to NXT, and I'm not saying you're too good for it, but it's like, well, at this point, you're just going to dominate. Kind of like how Braun Breaker was, how he had like this kind of moment where it was like, okay, you probably are ready right now, but it's really nothing for you to do. So you kind of got to float. You can't be champion. You can't be too dominant because we're trying to get you out of here. We're not here for another run, but
like
you think
Lara.
she's ready to go now?
Yeah, I think she's
Okay.
been ready. At
All
that
right.
time, she needed to stay down because they needed a face for the brand at
Okay.
that point in time, and nobody else at that point in time was quote unquote ready
Sure.
to take on that responsibility of being the face for the women's division. So now they have people. They
Okay.
have people that can carry that division. So
All right.
why not bring her up? Why
You
not?
said it right too, people, because you look at that roster, they
Mhm.
have quite a bit. Like I said, I
Quite a
mentioned,
bit.
all the names, and those are like legitimate fields, not just based on their looks. But
Mhm.
then I still left off a lot of names. I mean, look at like a Fallon Henley. So what if I say with Roxanne? No, well, I would plug her in immediately the Intercontinental title picture, because as a person who loves women's wrestling, I have to be
Mhm.
honest. I am not as excited as everybody is about this women's
The
IC
IC title
title
is
match that's taking place Monday night.
definitely different.
It doesn't have enough heat. You feel me?
It's a
Like,
lack of star
Mhm.
power. They're all fresh faces.
yeah, and because at least like Chelsea Green had heat. Her and
Sure.
Mia Yim had that heat. Where Dakota, we got to get used to this Dakota. I don't think we had enough time to really get the sympathy and watch Dakota chase. You feel
Mhm.
me?
Yeah.
So me, you know what I would do? Put Roxanne right in that picture. Kind of have her steal the belt, and then boom. But I think those two, because Roxanne has showed that she could be a natural heel. She was a baby face. She was a born baby face. She did that all throughout her ROH days. Her, definitely down in reality of wrestling, where she, one of the places she made a name for herself,
Right.
and becoming the youngest Diamonds Division champion. Now she's showing another side, and I love Booker T on commentary yesterday during that match. Overall, to take off the kayfabe and put my analyst hat on, I'm
Right.
excited about Julia and what she's going to do. I think she was the perfect choice when you look at the women down there, because she'll go out there, have a great match. I love that when she came, she came as a threat to Roxanne. Roxanne
Mhm.
did her thing and showed like, nah, I'm ready for you. And then she beat her, albeit wasn't clean. And Julia had to work her way back to her. So then it made this win even more special.
Right.
No, I think that makes a lot of sense. It goes back to what you said, brother Hugh. You need a face. You need that one. You need at least one, and then there's like one person to carry at the moment, and then it's like, okay, cool. Now this person is kind of like directing traffic almost, right? And yeah, Julia, she's very powerful. Like she has presence, and that's what
Yes.
I
She
like about
does.
her.
She
And
does.
it's only going to grow because now she's underneath the WWE umbrella, and now she's going to get the presentation. She's going to get the opportunity, and we already know she's going to put on the performance of a lifetime every time she steps in the ring. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm very excited about that. But yes, I think it was the right move. She's
Yeah.
she's
Definitely.
ready to get into the mix.
So
Do we have further guy?
you gotta give it to Brandon Guy, because
Yeah, I was
he's about
waiting.
to
I was
go
trying
off.
to see if he's situated. Are you good, brother guy?
Wow, my computer just went blank.
Oh shoot! Welcome to my world. But go ahead, brother guy. We're talking about Julia. Your turn.
Uh-huh.
Right on the
So
screen. Look at that.
me
Yeah.
and Hugh was talking about this earlier, and it's crazy because NXT, people always argue it's the third brand, it's developmental, right?
Mhm.
But when you have stars like a Roxanne Perez come out of this, you have a star like Julia, who was a global sensation, who went to this brand and chased this title, it has to mean something, right?
Sure.
I think Roxanne Perez did exactly what she was supposed to get us to the CW era and establish it. Now it's time to kick it up a notch. So now, even if Roxanne, I don't think it's a place on the main roster for her because there's too many main event talents, like we've always talked about, that can be shifted in and out. I don't want her to get lost in the shuffle when she could still do more there. She could still have a run. Roxanne Perez could have a North American title run. She could do something with that belt. She could form a tag team with Cora Jade and get the tag team belts and make that relevant. So I don't want to rush somebody to a Raw SmackDown because I don't want to call it the main roster because we've seen people go to NXT and have a successful career. When Julia did this, I think this is about to usher us into the best women's era for NXT that we've seen because now they've worked out the kinks of what works and what doesn't. What do we need? How do we do this? Because which show have you seen? We have 3 women's matches back to back, and the show was good. That shows the testament of wrestling right now. It's just not about men's or women. It's literally who has the best wrestling capability. And we saw 3 distinct matches that were 3 distinct great. Like right now, you probably care about the North American title as much as you do as the world title for the women because you're like, wait a minute, Stephanie McMahon is going for it. Holy crap. You know what I mean? Like we are in a competitive nature where nobody has to go to the roster, the main roster, because it's people already there that's going to be rotated in and out. Let her be right there. Let her do something else, like a Braun Breaker. He did something else and then he came. But when Julia won, after the Iron Survivor, that's why I said I was excited because I knew this match was going to deliver.
All right. Excellent points. So we have another champ. Oh boy!
Can I go first for that one? Can I go first?
Yeah, of course. The pro wrestler versus the sports entertainer. Oba Femi.
I'm excited that he won the title. Yeah, I'm just excited we got him as the champion because now we get to see him and Wesley.
That's the first thing. That's the first thing you bring up is
we
Wesley.
get to see him and Wesley because they shown. Think about. You remember that North American feud? You remember that? Remember how good that was?
Sure.
Now we've seen, if nothing else, Shawn Michaels lived through that era where you test out feuds on one level, then when you get to the other, you bring it to the forefront, you turn it up a notch. That's going to make Oba Femi and Wesley the bona fide front runners for NXT when other people are not around. They're about to be the marquee that you see. You still have an Ethan Page, Alexis King, a Trick Williams, but NXT is going to be talking about Oba Femi and Wesley.
Okay.
For the men's side.
So you trying to say Wesley going to take the title off of him, or?
Nah.
Absolutely.
Nah. How about you, Brother Hugh? How do you feel about Oba Femi being the new NXT champion, taking out Trick Williams, and the Oba Femi era of NXT has officially begun?
Honestly, I didn't think he was going to win right away, but I'm glad that he did. I'm not mad at it at all. What I want to do is give a shout out to Trick Williams because Trick Williams looked awesome last night, to be honest. In the ring, he did his thing. I know we always give him criticism, talking about like he just looks wild, but last night he looked like he had everything together. He slowed down the pace. He told the story in the ring, and I was surprised he took the pin because I was expecting Eddie Thorpe to take it. But yeah, overall that match was like I said, it was better than some of the matches on the Raw Netflix. But overall, Oba Femi, he's gonna do his thing. He's gonna take that title and he's gonna keep it for a long time. I'm talking about a Gunther run.
Oh boy.
I don't know who's gonna take it off of him. Who's gonna take it off of him?
Wesley.
Wardlow.
Did you say Wardlow? Oh,
maybe.
Wardlow.
Did you say Wardlow?
Wardlow.
Oh, you know what? Everybody's contract is coming up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brian,
maybe.
How do you Oba Femi era beginning in NXT?
Well, just as how I was sad and hurt by the opener, man, I was super excited. Last week I said it. Was it last week or week before last? This guy is a future WrestleMania main eventer, and it starts now.
Last week.
Yeah, okay. But I've been just Oba Femi. He gets it. He understands the business, and he talks about the legitimacy of it. And there's a big clash waiting to happen people are going to be booking this match next year on WWE 2K25. I actually say in a few weeks with him and Gunther, because that's the matchup you want to see. Like two big behemoths. Just let him go at it. But he gotta get prepared. It's like if you're playing the good old game of WWF Attitude in the career mode, you gotta go through your shotgun Saturday nights, then you go through your Sunday night heats, then you get the Raw, then you get to do the pay-per-views,
Right.
So he's getting these, these reps in, and somebody who just instantly just picked up the WWE lifestyle, and I'm excited about this. I think just like I said, just the way he carries himself, the music, the way he understands his entrance, everything. He is the complete package.
Wow. Okay. Listen, it's so much to come. But
and when's the last time we see an African-born star like this outside of Kofi Kingston? But not of this mega magnitude. You know what I mean? Like he has this larger than life presence. He has the airport test. You know what I mean?
He has it. Oh, for sure.
Oba Femi is definitely he was someone that was highly recruited, who was highly groomed, and now he is your NXT champion. So congratulations to both Guilia and Oba Femi on becoming the new faces of NXT.
You're getting tag champions, but not those OTM dudes.
Well, you just gotta wait for that. Not this OTM dudes. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
They from the streets. They from the streets. They struggle.
Let's jump right into
the moment Miss Parker kicked them to the curb. It's a wrap.
Well, yeah. Let's jump right into Monday Night Raw.
Greatness. This is a
Monday
greatness.
Hold on. Realness.
Raw. Yes, sir.
Can you at least give your take about the North American title? Are you excited about the winner of the No More Contenders match? Because we're back in the days that we get excited for No More Contenders now. You notice that?
Yeah. I'll reserve that. I'll reserve that. I'll reserve that. I'll get into that. Maybe Realm After Dark, because we have a lot to digest. But we'll get into NXT New Year's Eve a little bit later.
All right.
We got to jump into Netflix. This is big. Intuit Dome, Los Angeles, California. Something monumental, something historical took place. WWE goes from being a cable television product to officially being on the largest streaming platform in the world. And it kicked it off with who? The chairman of the board. I don't know if he's really the chairman, the director, whatever his title is. Just call him that.
Chief Content Officer.
I'm talking about The Rock. We know Triple H came out there, did his intro. Triple H, first of all, Triple H came out there like, you're right. Let's start with the Chief Content Officer. Because I was going to skip that part. But okay, fair enough. No. Because I was going to jump right into it, but you know what? We'll start there. That's fine. Because Triple H came out there like a gangster. Usually, in the old school days, McMahon would come out there with the phone and he would, rally his voice up and welcome to something. And fans would go crazy because that's all we've known. Triple H just came up like straight gangster. First of all, he's hiding behind a curtain while they played that tremendous canvas video where they pretty much painted the history of WWE.
I need that art on my wall.
Yeah, pretty much as a celebration of, hey, this is our history. And the fact that they painted it like literally on the ring canvas, I said, that's dope. And then they gave us that video, and then the curtain drops and Triple H is in the middle of the ring. We're starting it off with a bang. Los Angeles, California. Obviously, this wasn't the most action-packed wrestling show. Something even in comparison to like a New Year's Evil. This was an ultimate reset button. This show felt like the Monday after WrestleMania, where we hit the ultimate reset button and we set the tone from here going forward with everything else. And it seemed like we kind of got to that a little bit early this year, and it might be just something different. It might be a reason for it. I don't know. I'm a fan. I'm not going to speculate, but I did recognize there was something different going on. This is not your normal run-of-the-mill Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
But like I said, let me ask you, good brothers, how did you guys feel about being a part of history, seeing Monday Night Raw on Netflix versus we've watched it forever on cable TV? Let's start there before we jump into The Rock and the first match of the night with Roman Reigns. But how did you guys overall feel about this historic moment of WWE finally showing up on Netflix?
Bro, you know what I felt like?
That's it.
What's that?
I felt like I was getting ready for the party that all my friends was coming to. Felt like when
definitely
you
had that
know,
vibe.
yeah, it was like, so shout out to the TWG universe, those wrestler girls. We was all on the stream going live doing the watch along, right? And then all of a sudden my phone's blowing up, and I'm like, I didn't know you watch wrestling. I didn't know you watch wrestling. And then I'm on Facebook and I'm seeing all these people joining in, and it was like this great big celebration, because it's also now it's like, yeah, this is the business that you want to be a part of. Now you see why we go crazy every Monday night. And you mentioned the curtain open, right? We had the curtain call. This is, I guess, the curtain open for Triple H. And shout out to Brian Curtis, who was in the Brian Curtis of the press box. He was in attendance. He said that was the loudest pop of the night. Between that and The Rock. He said, but boy, he said, crowd kind of died down a little bit. He said, but when they opened that, he said, man, everybody went crazy. And Brian's an old school wrestling fan. It's not like just a reporter. He did the incredible piece on Michael Cole. Check out on ringer.com. But you sit back and you see, and like I said, I'm seeing all these people tuning in, and I'm like, oh, so but they're enjoying it. And mind you, we didn't even get to the wrestling yet. They were enjoying the theatrics, the presentation, the drones, the way it looked, everything, and then the fact The Rock comes out there, and you imagine the bulk of the audience who didn't know that The Rock is a wrestler. That younger Netflix. I'll never forget being at when I was at Johns Hopkins. This was like 2018, summer 2018, and my friend Reagan, she was like, The Rock was a wrestler, and I had to pull a picture where The Rock. Yeah, like
that's the world we live in now.
That's the world we live in. And I had to pull a picture where The Rock is wearing that title right there, the Big Eagle. And I said, yes. I said, he is one of the greatest of all time. Because she was like, well, is he any good? I said, yes. Like, it's not a joke. But
what?
Yeah, bro,
is
I was blown away.
Good.
These 90s kids, I think, put her age out there, but she's early 90s-ish.
Nah, she was about to get the pause.
We do not own to that video. But it was so like, but again, like I said, I'm hearing people, I'm getting text messages kind of jump around a bit when the Undertaker comes out there, right? What do wrestling fans? Oh, he's getting making badass. Why is he doing like that? No, people's like, oh, yo, that's the Taker. That's the Undertaker. I love that Undertaker. And I was like, really? Like, wrestling fans don't like that one, but it was a celebration. And I'm excited to see who all coming back to the party next week.
No, Triple H already said it wasn't gonna be like that every week. This was just like a kickoff event. But you never know.
That's what
you never know,
bro. You think about it. Somebody got hooked on Monday.
That's true.
If they saw CM Punk, it was something for everybody on that show. That package for Gunther, they probably say, yo, wait a minute, I need to see him. You know what I mean? I'm not the biggest Dakota Kai fan, and not disrespect to their wrestling. They just like, I'm not invested in. I should say, I see title the way I was in the US title, maybe because whatever. But somebody's going to want to see that.
Sure.
They showed those ladies on there. They showed the NXT people. When they show all the people, somebody's going to tune in. And I mean, my gosh, Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, they found their way. People are going to tune. It's going to be some more returning customers.
Okay, Brother Hugh, you were enthused about this past Monday Night Raw, this history that was made. Let's talk about it, good brother. How did you feel about this this historical moment with Netflix and WWE finally becoming the mega powers, right? This is the new age. This is the new era we talked about, and we have to answer the question that did it live up to the hype? But you don't seem to be so enthused about it. How did you feel about it overall?
Oh no, overall, like, it did what it was supposed to do. We got WrestleMania Raw, or Raw WrestleMania, for a reason, right? Like you said, it was a kickoff show. We was there to showcase the talent, showcase to the world what WWE is all about. And it delivered. It did exactly that. You know where I'm about to go. I'm about to go straight to the presentation.
Let's
The
do it.
presentation had me.
That's what you was talking about last week. You
Spectacular.
Man,
you was
absolutely flawless. I was in here with my mouth open, watching this daggone show the whole time. Go ahead, Brian. I'm gonna let you go ahead and have it. Go ahead. I served you up. You got something to say?
2023. You must have believed that's running on the social clips.
Wow.
You just make sure your cameras upload.
Ellie not agrees
Yeah,
with you. Go ahead.
that show was simply magical.
Yeah.
I mean, the presentation was that's I was in awe. The drone shots, everything about it, it was just beautiful. So
Can you believe
I mean,
that that's the standard? That's the new
What?
standard. This is how we're going to watch
Exactly.
wrestling weekly now.
Exactly. So I'm just eager to see how they're going to keep that momentum going throughout the
Excellent.
next
Yeah,
couple of weeks.
that's a very good observation, brother guy. How do you feel about this? You weren't enthused about this either. So how do you feel about?
Because
you were like, oh, the NXT New Year's Eve gave me more wrestling than this. I'm like, oh, here you go. That's ageism.
Because and me and you talked about this. Like, how do you find the fine line between entertainment and wrestling?
Sure.
Triple H has done a good job with bringing the entertainment aspect back into it. That it's not just match after match after match. It's something behind the match. So for this, it felt like it was heavy on the entertainment, and it wasn't the entertainment that if I wasn't a wrestling fan for years, I didn't feel like I had enough for me to enjoy. But it wasn't for me. It was for those homes and around the world that's clicking on the first time to see, okay, what is wrestling doing? Because they might
That's a
have
good point.
they might have in their mind of what Ric Flair and all them people back in the day did, the same looking guy in the trunks slapping each other, the fake stuff. But Triple H has done a good job, and I put in the chat that wrestling has become for everybody. There's something for everybody on this show. So it kind of took me back, and I was like, I wasn't enjoying it because I know what I want to see. You get what I'm saying? Like, and what I wanted to see was on Tuesday, not on Wednesday, on Tuesday. But I've seen Monday Night Raws that have kept me captivated. I said, oh, that was a PLE, because PLEs are entertaining. There's something for you, to sink your teeth into. This, I felt like it was over promising, and under delivering, especially seeing the amount of stuff that got cut from it that had me excited for it. Like I was looking forward to the Intercontinental title match, knowing it got moved so it wouldn't get lost in the shuffle. But couldn't we have one less promo to put that, take two promos away and cut one match down by 5 minutes? You give them
Whose
that time.
promos would you take away?
We're gonna get to that. But you didn't have Becky Lynch come back because you wanted somebody to ride a motorcycle. Okay, cool. Fine and dandy. Pop the crowd. Get people back into it.
Did you just say somebody to ride a motorcycle? Because I don't think
not true.
Somebody rode a motorcycle.
I'm getting
somebody very important rode a motorcycle.
But I'm as a casual fan, you get what I'm saying? He's not going to be there next week, but Becky Lynch would.
But you
get what I'm saying? So that's why I said.
You just said a casual fan, though. Casual fan's not a diehard. A diehard is going to watch it every week. Casual's like, oh, shoot, wrestling's on Netflix. Oh, dang it, it's Taker. What
I'm saying is, so like, for instance, if I watch wrestling with somebody, right, that hasn't watched it in years, and I tell them that's the Undertaker, they didn't know who that person was, they were like, that's Taker. You get what I'm saying?
You didn't think anybody you watching wrestling with right now wouldn't recognize the Undertaker.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that's why I said it's not for me. That's the point I'm trying to make. So when you have these different things that I was looking forward to, like to tell me, like, if for Triple H to confirm it, we know what we're talking about. The best known luchador is going to come next week. We were expecting him this week. You get what I'm saying? But all of these things that you were hyping me up for.
All
these things you were hyping me up for.
You thought you were going to get all that stuff on that show.
But I got all this others. The stuff that they were building me for to watch it on Monday, I didn't get. And I get why you don't want the Intercontinental title to be overshadowed. But it was overshadowed with, in my mind, stuff that I wouldn't want to tune in next week. But if I'm a new person trying to watch it, am I going to look to see certain people next week? Because announcing The Rock on Tuesday helped sell out the arena. Great business move. Smart business move. Love it. Smartest thing they could have did, right? But I had to realize it wasn't for me. So I really didn't enjoy it through the eyes of a person that one hasn't watched wrestling or two that have been watching for the last week and set that reminder and say, "Oh, I watched some of these top 10 things on Netflix. I've watched the Best of Raw. I've watched a couple episodes of Monday Night Raw. Let me get cool. Okay, I'm going to watch this premiere." You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it was like
Yeah.
for me, I was like, okay, so I got to see the two women that's supposed to be wrestling tonight. They're going to wrestle next week. They're sitting in the crowd. Okay, here's somebody else, another wrestler of yesteryear waving. Yay, okay, they're there. All right, here's another thing. Here's another thing. And that's why I was kind of like, okay, the entertainment is there, but I kind of felt like it went too much towards the entertainment because it had to for that spectacle of it being the first one.
Mhm.
I mean, that's what they are. They're an entertainment company.
Right,
I
and
mean,
that's
yeah.
what it went to that side more
Yeah, they had to,
for
yeah,
this show.
they had to do that. But yeah, I feel you. Okay.
Yeah. Personally, I loved every last bit of it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm an older wrestling fan, so my expectations are evolving. I can always hold on to what I had in the past because it's not going anywhere. Thank God for stupid Peacock, and thank God for Netflix now. It's my history is never going to be lost. So I guess I went into this particular show with a lot of excitement, but man, did I enjoy it because I was there for a show. Like I wasn't there. Like I've learned to like throw away my personal expectations when it comes to specific shows with Triple H is because Triple H has his own agenda, right? It's not business as usual. You know what I mean? So it's like it was predictable before. Hey, it's supposed to be this way. I was looking forward to this. I didn't get it. Versus now, it's like, well, I knew what I was going to. It was like Brian said. I was going to a blockbuster. I was going to a party. It was a reunion of sorts. And yeah, I had a blast with it. It was 4 shows. Most Raws have not been like that. Was probably like it was a PLE quality show to have that many stars, that much nostalgia on it, as well as the 4 or 5 standard matches that we usually get that lived up to what it is that we're leading to and what we were looking forward to the most, give or take some things here and there. Which leads us to the first start. We started the match off with this whole night felt like I said, felt like a Raw after WrestleMania. It felt like the ultimate reset button, like they were closing chapters and opening up new ones. And I feel like that was the only objective they went into this particular show going to do. And then next week it's going to like set the tone for where we go next, going into the Rumble, which is different because we usually don't have something like this happen until after WrestleMania. But I remember we were all talking about the Raw after WrestleMania, and we said how it fell flat. We were like, Triple H, your Raw after WrestleMania fell flat. This wasn't that great. And I feel like he just decided to make up for it. But we're going to jump right into the card. So we got Solo Sikoa. The Rock came out to start the show. He said his piece. He said what he needed to say. Very positive, very corporate business. Like he had a job to do. He did his job. He said, "I will acknowledge."
Piss me off. That's what he did. But I get it. I get it.
He said he came out and pissed me off.
Yes, I'm taking it personal. He pissed me off. And coming out and talking about he the final boss. He wasn't the final boss. He was The Rock. He was Dwayne.
Second greatest of all time. Never pissed me off.
And you have every right to feel the way you feel, Brother Hugh.
Tell him why
your man had a beard.
Tell him why you mad.
He came out looking real grizzled, like a grizzled vet.
Yeah.
So we got the first match. It was the trial by combat. Samoan. It wasn't a Samoan street fight. What do they call it? It was called
tribal chief.
Tribal combat.
Tribal combat.
Tribal combat, right? Yeah.
No, tribal combat.
Roman Reigns versus Yokozuna.
So because we get the history of the Ulufala, we understand that Roman never lost it. It was stolen. And if Solo decided to make a rightful claim to it, hey, let's get to it. Typical match, bloodline involved. Sammy and Jimmy came the Usos. Sammy and Jimmy Uso came to Roman's aid.
Wow.
It was I had fun watching it. I knew I was gonna have fun watching it, but I know everybody was kind of shocked to see Roman Reigns actually finally win this match and get back to where he's supposed to be. I feel like this story sets the tone for, hey, this is the last chapter, Good Brothers, of our favorite pro wrestling soap opera, as the bloodline turns. So we say goodbye momentarily because I feel like part of this story. No, Brian, we have to. I feel like this part of this story is ending, and we'll probably get something completely different. But I think this is a fitting conclusion to the soap opera.
Book, right?
No, it's the soap opera that changed the game, that will forever go down in history. So take a moment with us, ladies and gentlemen, all those who listen to us, as we bid adieu, as we have a fitting closing chapter to our favorite soap opera, As the Bloodline Turns. Now it's fitting. I'm sure this isn't the end, but I feel like this chapter has kind of come to a close because now we don't. There's many questions that we have to answer now. What happens with Roman Reigns now that he's back at the head of the table? What does that mean now? He's not champion. He's not running the show. What happens to Solo? How does what he said he would openly acknowledge Roman? What does that mean now? What happens to Tama Tonga? What happens to Jacob Fatu? Do they go off on their own? Do they become a tag team? We don't know what that means. And I'm sure at due time, we'll probably figure out whatever that is. But how do you guys feel about this moment with The Rock and Roman Reigns kind of, he's acknowledging, hey, all right, you are the tribal chief. There's a lot of unanswered questions that we still have, but it seems like for now, the results have settled the beef, and they have acknowledged Roman Reigns once again as head of the table. Brian, you go last.
Wow.
Go ahead, you. Go ahead, you.
I already spoke on it a little bit.
Let it rip.
Personally, this is what I want. I don't care if y'all don't want to hear it. I'm gonna say it anyway.
Go ahead, please do.
I'm upset with The Rock. He came out there kissing Cody Rhodes, giving him his props. After you didn't beat the man down the whole year last year for talking about your family, this and that, what have you, and you come out there as corporate baby face shaking hands Rock. I didn't want to see that. I get it, like I said. Don't get me wrong, I get it. But I didn't want to see that, right? Then another thing I didn't want to see, I didn't want to see Roman Reigns win right now. I feel like he should have went through a little bit more of a struggle to get that Ulafala back.
Okay.
But I get it. It makes sense. You got to put all your baby faces over on the biggest showcase of the year, right?
Sure.
So far, right? I get it. But personally, I didn't want to see it. I would have been happy with, maybe an introduction of Hikuleo. Lance Anawati, somebody else, something big. But I feel like Roman should have lost. But then once again, Paul Heyman was in his corner, and we're on Netflix. So I was like, all right, cool. Huh?
Did y'all see the dance?
That's how you did it?
Yeah, the tribal dance.
You should have put him on the big screen with that.
I was about to, but I couldn't. I couldn't get to it in time.
I'm too fast.
So that's how I felt about that. And I have to address the Kobe's. The Kobe's were fire.
Oh, I'm still pissed. I don't have a picture of the freaking custom Kobe's he's got on. Kobe 9 Elites.
Oh. Yes, sir. Them bad, but those are some comfortable shoes, by the way.
They really are.
Yes.
There's I try to wear them out like when regular clothes. They told me not to wear them. They said, dude, those are basketball shoes. Don't try to wear this with an outfit. And I'm not going to listen.
For real?
Yeah, that's what they told me. Some young folks. So I'm not, I'm debating. I'm debating should I listen to them or not, because they probably know, but I don't want the old head. You see what I'm saying? So I don't be old head stepping. I'm too young to be an old head, so I can't. Sometimes you gotta listen to their foolishness. So
you come out with the Kobe's with the Bobos.
Yeah, that's just like wait a minute, like bro. First of all, pull your socks down. They too high. I'm like, dang.
I got you. 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Okay, so there it is. There we go. Thank you, Brian.
Look at them bad boys.
Them things is fire. Look at that. Look at that moment. Did Paul Heyman struggle getting down there one day? Go ahead, brother.
Never to acknowledge his tribal chief.
Just asking.
Oh,
go ahead, brother.
You're right. No, I was just gonna say that was my beef with the situation.
Okay.
Once again, I totally get it. I was just upset.
It was weird,
And
brother. Let me just tell you that it did seem
it
like,
was.
wait a minute, already? Like this? So is this it? Are we done?
Right.
It seemed.
The Rock came
awkward.
out there he threw a mad curveball. I was all out front, missed the whole daggone pitch and everything. I'm like, come on, bro. What is this? I didn't ask for this.
Okay.
I wanted me a promo. I needed me another promo, like he cut back at Bad Blood. You know what I'm saying? Cody Rhodes, Hard Times, all that good stuff. I needed that.
Love
he
your
didn't
dad.
deliver.
Hate your son, though.
Exactly. I needed that.
Okay.
But he
Fair
let me
enough.
down.
So you got
The only good thing is that the Tribal Chief did win. I give you that.
I think
because you wanted him to lose.
No, I did want him to lose for the storyline purposes. I felt like it would have been more triumphant. His rise to powers is supposed to be more to it. I feel like it's supposed to be more to it. Cody went through it for how long?
He still ain't got the title
years,
back. We not.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. It did seem kind of rushed. I get it, brother.
Yeah.
Because I was like, wait a minute. So we're done. So this is over. Wait, why?
Right.
But I think I figured out why The Rock is being so nice. I think either live action Moana is going to come out, or Moana 2 is about to come out on Disney Plus. Who knows? So he's got to be nice.
Yeah.
He's got to be a good guy.
We needed the real Tribal Chief. My man.
He didn't cuss
man,
because he had his babies in the audience too.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And his mama. I
But
don't know if he cusses in front of his mama, but
we definitely needed the real Tribal Chief there. You know, get well soon, Tangaloa. You know what I'm saying?
wow.
We need you back.
You know,
I was
only
confused.
person on earth.
Because I was confused. I was like, wait a minute. Did I miss something?
You
need you back, King.
That yourself.
We need you back, King.
How about you, brother guy? How did you feel about the Roman Reigns?
So he said, we need you back, King. So I think The Rock did exactly what he set out to do. He got the whole world talking about him. So I'm over that part because I was mad at first. I said, wait a minute. He's so happy to be here. Hey, this person. I said,
Don't fall for it.
Yeah, that's why I was like, he's getting the world to talk about him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's getting his name back in the, I don't want to say the mainstream because he's always in the mainstream, but he's getting back into the conversation because we're on the road to WrestleMania. I think this was going to be the spark to get us to WrestleMania, whatever that match is going to be. Sure. But when it comes to Roman winning, I didn't have a problem with him winning. I got tired of the cut and paste of him winning because I wanted to see. Remember when he came back and he was taking out the new bloodline on his own until the numbers got too much for him. Yep. I wanted them to interfere. And when the Usos came down, Jimmy and Sammy, he said, no, I got this. I got to do this on my own. And I wanted him to destroy them to the point of where he beat them to submission. So now they have to fall in line. And that would be our next chapter. Because right now the question is, okay, he the tribal chief of what, Jimmy and Sammy? But remember, Solo said, if you could take this from me, I will acknowledge you. But I feel like if this match would have had more grit to it, more grit to it, that he would have taken out Tama Tonga. He would have at least threw out Jacob Fatu, not destroy him, but something that he could have said, I can do this on my own. I'm going to stand on my own, and I'm going to show you what a real tribal chief will do. And then when it came time to put the Ula Fala on him, and you know how they would have did with camera work, as is walking up the steps, you see the Rock hand on his shoulder like, I got this. So he can acknowledge him. You know what I mean? So that would set the stage. It was like, oh, wait a minute. He stopped the wise man from doing this. But even to the point, I wanted to see Solo hit cheer shots on Roman and then look dead at the Rock. You know what I mean? Like from call back to when Stone Cold Steve Austin hit him with all those cheer shots. I wanted to see something more gritty to say Roman had to go through something to get this back. I feel like this match wasn't enough to say, okay, he earned it. I wanted him to show his dominance.
Weird.
Yeah, I wanted him to show his dominance. Yeah, I wanted him to be like.
Because you got to take consideration, like, well, why did he have to earn it? It was stolen from him. You know what I mean? So it's like, there was a little bit more left on the table. You were kind of like waiting for it to happen. Like, wait, so are we done? Are we done? Are we done? Is this it?
Because you know why and that's why I felt like it was because we went through this whole time frame of seeing Roman get to the top. we saw him get there and prove why he needs to be there. Somebody thought they could just walk in and take it because he took some time off. He got to show him, no, you're going to get in line, and this is how you're going to get in line.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
Be the enforcer. Be his right, whatever he going to be. But he's got to have a tribe. You can't have just Sammy and Jimmy Uso now. You're going to need a little bit more.
Well, yeah, but this is things are going to get pretty interesting. I'm curious to see what happens with this whole situation. This is The Rock, like I said, The Rock's going to take us for a ride. He made that very clear, and I believe him.
Yep.
All right, Brian H.
100%. And something else. He even tried to address it on NXT, remember? Y'all said, oh, you can't do this to Cody. Then he said, oh, why are you friends with Cody? And like he was basically saying, I can't make y'all happy, but just stick around for the ride. He gave us a hint like, just wait. Just wait
relax.
and see. This is the road to WrestleMania for him. So
Bingo.
I think that's good. Because think about it, and I know I'm taking a lot of time. We don't know these Mania matches. As much as people want to say that on the screen is the Mania match, it could be Roman and Punk. It could be Roman and Gunther for all we know. It could be Roman and Seth. We don't know. But we got to see which way they want to say this is what you're getting because this is what you want. Because we don't know what we want right now. Do we want this as the main event with no title? Who knows? We don't know. But The Rock is going to – this was the kickoff to start WrestleMania, especially with a John Cena lurking in the background with the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what if all three of these been on the Rumble trying to get to a title?
Yeah, we're going to get to that in a quick second. Right after this.
Right.
But I'm not going to lie to you, brother. I thought after he brought him in, I thought, okay, it's a rock bottom coming. No, it is.
Oh, you did too?
I was like, oh, yeah, he dapped him up. I said, here it comes. And I was like, oh, wait, no. Okay, all right.
And nobody going to talk about how Paul Heyman was looking at Solo when he was walking into the ring. I said, why is he looking at him like that?
See, we got to say that for another chapter of the Bloodline turns.
Mm-hmm.
Brian H., our resident Bloodline member. Mm-hmm. Did you finally throw your ones back up in pride? Because it's been a bumpy road for you.
Let me do it.
All right,
hold on. I got to use the towel because I don't have hair. Right? I got to use the towel.
Go ahead.
See, he grabbed the mic like this, right? See, now look. We're back now. We're going to eat steak and lobster now, you know? Because my tribal chief, the OTC, he back on top. Had to put on for the family, you know?
Give him the history lesson. Take him back to 1992 when he first started.
Yeah, since he back in 1992.
When he was playing football.
I was just a young pup. You know what I'm saying? Had the glasses on and whatnot, you know? We was playing football.
No,
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me. You know what I'm saying? We was playing football in the yard and whatnot. You know, I just knew when I saw Roman Reigns and I heard about Roman Reigns and the Rock and the Bloodline and all that stuff that they was gonna be on top one day. I know it's not making sense, but I'm just gonna keep going with it anyway. Because we eat big steak. Big steak. We get the opportunity to acknowledge the man, the tribal chief, who's head and shoulders above everybody. I get to throw my ones up one more time. The Wheel of Fire is home, baby. I'm with it. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, please do not be confused. That spot on impression was actually Brother Hugh. I know it sounded like Brian H. it was not him. That was actually Brother Hugh doing a Brian H. impersonation. I know that was almost spot on, but goodness gracious, I don't want our listeners to be confused. Like, wait a minute, why is Brian H. talking like this? It was actually Brother Hugh. Brian H. Now. I mean, goodness gracious. That was
I'm a jerk.
He about to get close to that mic. He about to give it to you. Get ready.
Get ready. He's gonna grab the mic now. You gonna do it.
It's hard to tell the difference, brother. Brian H.
Yeah. For a moment I had to look. I said, why you got a red championship? Oh, that's you.
I'm gonna tell you what it was. When he put the hair on Brian H., I couldn't tell the difference. I was like, these guys are twins.
Yep.
At first I knew. I said, that's clearly this Brother Hugh. Then the hair, I said, wait a minute, which one is which?
Brother Hugh.
He should have had all he needed was a Hulk Hogan shirt on.
That's crazy. That's disrespectful. I wasn't gonna go that far.
Ooh.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna go that far, Brian. You
go ahead, Brian H.
You're my brother. I do that to you.
Will the real Brian H. please stand up?
Hollywood.
Our resident Bloodline member.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Brother Guy said. Brian H. Waters. How do you feel now? How do you feel? Do you feel vindicated?
His hair was straight.
I told y'all. It was a night.
What did you tell us?
That everybody came to the party. So now people got to see what I've been saying for the longest time, that Roman Reigns is the greatest superstar of all time.
I mean, they kind of called that John Cena. I don't know.
John Cena called him the GOAT.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he did on Shannon Sharp's podcast.
Okay. All right.
Because I was calling John Cena the GOAT. But now it's Roman Reigns, clearly. And you know, I mean, they took me for a ride. You know, Roman had been getting his butt beat by Solo for months. You know, you talk about this call back to that power. You know, I mean, every time you come out there, the first 2 times he appeared on the screen with the Tongans after SummerSlam, you know, Roman was left on his back. Him and Jimmy Uso, both of them together, and he said, "Look, they not the ones, but you know, we not either." So we saw him struggle with them, and again during the match at Crown Jewel where they lost, you saw how they put over the danger of a Jacob Fatu, the craziness of a Tama Tonga. So it all calculated and it made sense. We got to show off the world, not only the Roman Reigns, but also the Solo. I mentioned Yokozuna, you know, so you know, that being, you know, his middle name. The first Monday Night Raw opened with Koko Beware versus Yokozuna in the Manhattan Center, January 11th, 1993. This Monday Night Raw opening up with, you know, Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. You know, it just goes to show you that is the royal family.
He did it. You saw it? He grabbed the mic. Oh, my bad. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So that goes to show you that, you know, right there, that is the royal family. And what else did they do? They showed you, you know, Tama Tonga had a fresh shape up, you know, made sure he came out there, did his thing. Here comes Jacob Fatu. Jacob's somebody that if you watch WWE, but you wasn't familiar with indie wrestling, 6 months ago, a year ago, you said, no, but you got to see this Jacob Fatu guy. And he went out there, hit his spots, hitting his, you know, the moonsault. Again, showing the vulnerability that they put Roman Reigns through hell. It was no way he was going to turn down the his Usos, you know, and you know, well, I guess he a full-blown Uso now. There's no way he could.
Sammy and Jimmy Uso.
Yeah. And Michael Cole proved why not Jim Ross, not Gordon Soley, not Gorilla Monsoon. Michael Cole is the greatest at what he does. The way
Jerry Lawler, he's not in the conversation.
Jerry Lawler is not even in the top 10, but you know, he's a good soundtrack too.
The blasphemy.
Oh my God.
What's Jerry Lawler without Jim Ross?
The King of Memphis. That's exactly what he is.
As a wrestler, you're right.
He knows wrestlers' names.
You know, and I ain't gonna say that on the stream, but
and a pioneer to ECW.
Yeah, here's another P word. All right. But the thing is, Michael Cole proved why. You know, the storytelling. You know, I don't know if y'all got a chance to see him on Pat McAfee's show Monday afternoon. You know,
you talking Michael Cole?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't. I got to see that.
No,
I didn't know he was
on Pat McAfee's show.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
right.
So
I didn't know he was on there.
Yeah, and they was talking about. He's like, man, we're gonna have some fun tonight. We got a bigger audience. We have a tough job to do, which was introducing the world, and the way they was able to relay those stories, the dangers of each member of the bloodline, the significance of everybody that was interfering in that match.
Mm-hmm.
It was seamless. It was like man, did y'all rehearse? But you know, at the end, Roman Reigns, you know, him and Solo. I mean, Solo looked good in that match.
Yeah.
You know, for the first time ever one-on-one, which Tony Khan, first time ever, things to death. I dealt with enough with the Indies and DJ Hyde. You know, first time ever can get.
Oh, we name dropping now.
That surprised me.
I'm just saying, like, people get
my eyebrows went up.
They get super excited for first time ever, but in this case, because they're family, and we seen Roman had been already tribal chief while Solo was like still in school, still in college when, and now his rise, but we got to see how good he was, how fast he became a main eventer.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Exactly. I mean, this dude main evented SummerSlam. You know, he made his debut in 2022 on the main roster, and he was debuting SummerSlam in 2024. You know, which is the summertime WrestleMania. So him and Roman Reigns to open it up, it was the boom. This is our introduction to a great story. This is what you need to know. This is why you're gonna stick here. It was like the old formula for Saturday night's main event. Hogan would come on first.
Yeah.
So overall, this was
especially you're right in the showcase events like Saturday's main event. The headliner would definitely start the show.
Because it's right after the news. You know, so
that was the reason why you had the show in the first place. Is for that moment.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. There we go. We got a little bit of television education in the mix too. That's why people need to listen to the Realm. These guys know what they're talking about.
So yeah, man, it was great, and that Ulafala is back where it belongs. Solo needs to get in line, and now it's time to go get one of them world titles back so we can eat good.
Oh boy,
and there's your steak, brother. Here,
I would say, hear that, brother. Steak and lobster. Oh man, that was great. So it was quite a few things that happened on that show. So I'll just quickly just put this up here. We're not going to talk about everything, but we'll just mention a few things. So we finally got this, my boy, into L0, Pentagon, showing up in WWE. I'm looking forward to this. I knew something was up about 6 months ago when Pentagon got into the best shape of his life. That usually means everybody's about to make a move. But they've been teasing this for the last couple of weeks. I'm excited.
It was that easy.
Yeah, you know, man,
maybe I need to sign a WWE contract, and it just makes the weight fall off.
Or at least get ID'd. At least get ID'd. WWE ID.
Yeah, you're right.
But I'm excited about Pentagon showing up. He's the one guy that Adam has always been familiar with. Adam is such a stereotypical child. He loves math. So like when he saw these Lucha Brothers in AEW, that's the only thing he cared about. He don't care about nothing else. He didn't care about Edge being over there.
Dark Order?
No, he doesn't even know what that is. He got a couple of years ago, he got like a Dark Order action figure. He's like, "Who's this dude?" And I was like, "Look, man, it's a long story." He's like, "I'm good." I said, "Well, just make him a job guy. He can do all your enhancement matches.
He can take. He
can be your enhancement talent. So when you want to go to toe to Lucha Brothers 2-on-1 handicap match, he'll do the job just fine. You got to teach the kids the game. So I taught him the game. Told him it's how you're supposed to do it. So I'm excited to have Pentagon come through. I'm looking forward to this. Of course, clearly it's coming next week. Ray always has to reintroduce luchadors.
I'd keep him away from the LWA. Please keep him away from the LWA.
I don't think he's going to be in the LWO, but I think Ray is kind of like the Conan of the modern day professional wrestling, where there's new luchas. He's kind of the representative. Conan did a lot for the Mexican and Hispanic wrestlers that came into the territory. He was kind of the go-to guy. He was kind of the middleman. And people don't realize how big of a star Conan was back then. So, you talk about WCW days and how we got introduced to so many wonderful luchadors and that style of wrestling, I feel like Rey Mysterio has that kind of responsibility now. But yes, please don't put him in LWO. We don't need that. So yeah, and Pentagon's better as a bad guy sometimes too.
Yes.
So yeah. I went back and I watched a lot of.
Brother comes along.
Sure, and then their face because they're gonna be flying everywhere and everybody's gonna love them. So yeah, I went back and watched some Lucha Underground stuff just because I like his match. I was always a fan of his. I knew him from back in the day from, like I said, a custom toy maker. Was always doing these Pentagon action figures. I'm like, who does this dude they keep doing? And of course, so I'm sure we'll get Pentagon.
Cool on his chin.
And yeah, he had the mask and he was always my favorite.
For him and EO to walk past each other. Just let those two walk past each other.
Something else. We had John Cena. John Cena has officially called his shot. He has made it very clear his intentions. We are on the John Cena last ride. This is his final farewell tour. Do you guys think that John Cena, as an active wrestler, has a chance at even becoming a contender? Well, I'm sure he will be, but how do you guys think this is going to go? Are you guys ready to see John Cena retire? You guys looking forward to him kind of bowing out gracefully and giving his last contribution to the business, especially underneath the Triple H era? He's got to leave his mark somewhere. He was a product of Vince McMahon, and he kind of carried the company, during that period. But now he wants to contribute to this era and kind of have his moment. And anytime you can add a name like John Cena to the mix, it's a big deal, especially the first year into a big deal like Netflix. So how do you guys looking forward to John Cena's farewell tour?
Yeah, man. Let's go. One more run.
It's one more run.
Yeah. I think
yeah.
he's the what? He could be one of the bet nows to win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, most likely he'll definitely be in the mix. I think Cena's definitely going to be like, first of all, he's John Cena, so he's always going to be a threat. So, but yeah, John Cena, we're here for it. We gave you a hard time years ago, but this is a great way for you to bow out gracefully, and I'm looking forward to this last run. We had a few other things happen on the show. Like I said, we can't get into everything. Obviously, Drew McIntyre has lost his mind. Him and Jey Uso went out there and showed off as they always do.
We ain't gonna talk about Jey Uso, like his entrance.
Nope. Jey Uso came out with Travis Scott. They had a good old time. At first, I thought everything was real gimmick. That I said, "Oh, this is how we set in tone for Netflix, huh?" But he came down with the modern hardcore champion and Travis Scott, and he made probably, like I said, he made a historical entrance. Jey Uso is ridiculous. He's the new Diamond Dallas Page. He's the new People's Champion. Wow. That's right. I said it.
Because like Goldberg.
Yeah, so there's always somebody that's just a bona fide superstar, and Jey Uso is definitely that. You just drag and drop him in any situation, and there's no drop off. So Jey Uso, Drew McIntyre, of course, showing off. Lots of fun matches. We got to get into the main event of the show, but we had a couple of title changes. Oh my goodness, mommy, Rhea Ripley finally got her vengeance. She finally got her hands on Liv Morgan. She finally set the record straight with Dominic Mysterio. The belt that she never lost, the championship she never lost. Excuse me. Right? The championship she never lost. She finally, mommy is literally back on top. You guys happy to see her retain her title? Well, not retain it, but have another run at it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Did you see who was backstage to hug her?
No, who was it?
He was ex-girlfriend that he forgot about because he been all over Nia Jax.
Wait a minute. Was it what's the girl he loves? Sue Young?
Look how he's smiling.
Was it Sue Young?
Charlotte was backstage.
Oh boy, I didn't know that. Excuse me.
Boo of all boos, yeah.
Yeah, his original boo.
You're gonna have a hard time with this, brother Hugh, because you have I've been there because I dealt with the same thing with Layla and who else was it? And Tamina. I had a lot of drama backstage. I had a lot of drama dealing with both of them. Just different road trips, different shows I was on. I don't suggest it because it isn't heartbreak. Because as you can see, I'm not with neither one of them. At this point. So, brother Hugh, I don't know what you're gonna do.
That's funny.
No, it was rough. It was touching on Layla, and I don't want to get into it because it's people's lives.
It's too soon. It's too soon.
No, because you don't want people's lives were affected, including mine. So
I remember.
Yeah, see, Brian H remembers. I remember I had a hard time dealing. I just couldn't commit. But brother Hugh, I hope you don't have to deal with what I dealt with. We can talk about it off the air because this is serious. Nia Jax and Charlotte back. And you gotta be careful because they both can body slam you. So you have to be careful.
That is true.
That's what he wants to happen. That's what he wants. That's the crazy part.
I'm with it.
He wants that to happen. He wants all of the smoke. And then some.
Now, Rhea was one of them ones that people tuned in for the first time, saw wrestling.
Yes, she has aura.
In love with. Yep, she do.
Did you hear what Michael Cole said? When you look up a superstar, Rhea Ripley's picture comes up. I was like,
She's it though. Like you think about, remember a couple of years ago, they were first grooming her with WrestleMania when Charlotte first beat her for the NXT Championship, and everybody was kind of like, dang, why it's like, man, y'all don't get it. They're creating the next one. And she had spent so many years being compared to Charlotte, especially early on, her look. And
that first Mae Young Classic, she said she thought she was the next Charlotte Flair. And she changed her look.
And she's still kind of the next Charlotte Flair. That's the crazy part. As far as a dominant wrestler who happens to be a woman, because I don't believe in that women's wrestling, men's wrestling thing. A dominant wrestler who happens to be a woman. And she is like over like crazy. Then like she's a crossover.
I'm ready for her with Bianca, man.
And we got there's so much in this business with that whole situation, but we're happy to see Rhea Ripley. It can get there. Somebody's got to be a bad guy though, and they're both faces.
Oh, Rhea be the perfect
what?
Bad guy.
No, people love her too much. She can't be a bad guy anymore.
Oh, she'll
so
figure. She's
she
so
was
good
judgment
at
day.
it. She can if she has to. I think she can do it.
I mean, she
I
did
don't
it
know.
before during
Yeah.
the Judgment Day.
And
She
what
was
happened?
over.
They loved her
And they separated her from Judgment Day.
because they loved her.
Remember?
Yeah.
She would come out by herself. She would have her own segments. Because it was like, yeah, we got to keep you away from him.
She was a
Remember
leader of the Judgment Day.
Who turned Becky bad? Bianca.
Becky.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
but that was also, but you got to think about the timing of it. That was during her her climb. Like we were like, oh my goodness, we're happy she finally got here. Like she's there now.
So you think Bianca could be the bad one?
I don't know if she can pull it off. She's another one. They love these girls too much. Like you gotta find somebody people don't like. Genuinely.
I mean, you can do a face versus face. Respect.
You can, but you can't get a program out of it though.
Yeah.
That's just a gladiator. That's just a gladiator battle. Unless you do like best of 7 and do like anything you can do, I can do better. But who wants that?
Wait. I mean, just get in the ring.
Okay, there you go. Listen, that's also a possibility. The in-ring stuff might be so good, you might say, screw it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have another special moment for the women.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to CJ Butter. We got a Tiffany Stratton cash in. Did you guys think she was going to cash in on Monday Night Raw?
Yes.
No.
I thought it was going to be Monday Night Raw.
Okay,
No.
so brother Hugh said it. Brother guy said it.
Because I wanted her to be with Lyric. I thought she was going to go where Lyric was. And I was like, as soon as somebody get that world title, she's going to cash in. I was wrong. I was dead wrong.
What about
it's
what about
so
you, Bobby?
unpredictable, man. But I
didn't see it coming.
Yeah, I thought she would cash in on Nia after a while. Because at first I thought, okay, maybe switch her over. But I said, nah, we probably gonna get a run from Rhea. And like you said, Rhea Charlotte or however. But you know, Nia Jax and Tiffy, you could really tell a story, especially where they was like trying to kick her out. Like you replace Tiffany Stratton with Candice LeRae.
I was about to say when she came in,
it was the perfect cash in. It was
Candice LeRae plays a good weasel.
She do, but that's
does.
the point, right? Like I'm supposed to look at it like you really replaced her for her. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so when Tiffany came out there, the way she did it, because you know we've seen some cashes, but for her to go out there and say, you know, take out everybody, and it was brilliant because she allowed Nia to win the match. She helped her, and then she hurt her. So overall, I mean, this is exciting. It's Tiffy time. The briefcase, we got a good amount of FaceTime with her, a good amount of TV time. Brother Hugh was calling for the pink briefcase before she won it. She did it. She carried it for a while. That was a big issue that a lot of us had, was that the women would cash in on the same night outside of Carmella for the longest time until EO didn't. So now it's going to be fun to see this run because she got her hands full. She got to deal with Bianca. She got to deal with Naomi. She got to deal with Candice and Nia Jax.
And Alexa Bliss.
Well, we don't know that. We haven't seen her yet. So, you know, just looking at who she just took out right now, that's going to be like, that's enough right there. It's like, whoa. And B for Bailey. I think the money matchup, honestly, more is Charlotte and Rhea. You know, that big gold belt looks like a Flair belt.
Yes, it does.
Oh, dang it. Yeah, I want to put more gold around Charlotte Flair's waist.
Flair's gonna go after the Intercontinental title before she does anything, probably.
I think so.
Just so she can say she had the belt that her dad had. She wants her name attached to that. Yeah.
I think that's a legacy she can start to build. It gives it to me, it gives it instant credibility.
Yeah, I think she's gonna go after that Intercontinental belt. That's just my if I had to.
And then she can work. And then she can work with young talent, like new faces. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that way, like her run doesn't get boring because you put her at top again, like that Flair belt. That's you guys mentioned that, and I still think she should lose because I think Rhea Ripley needs to get her hit back against Charlotte Flair. She could never beat her.
She did beat her.
I know, but like it was a struggle though. Like it was like she had to like.
You want her to dominate her?
No, I want Charlotte Flair to not be able. It's almost like it's like big sister, little sister. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's
they're 1-for-1 in title matches, aren't they?
I could be wrong. I don't know. I think
because Nikki Ash won the belt from her, and that's how Charlotte got it back when Rhea was Raw champion, right?
No, that popped in Hollywood when Rhea beat Charlotte for the title was crazy.
Yeah, that was the SmackDown one, right?
That was the SmackDown Women's.
It was SmackDown, yeah.
Yeah, that was a SmackDown one, but I'm talking about when she was Raw champion. Nikki took it in the Money in the Bank match, and then Charlotte got it from her, right?
Probably. That sounds about right. Yeah.
Because I think they only 1-1 at Mania. She won. She lost. Charlotte beat her for the NXT
Oh,
title.
that's the
And she
trilogy.
beat Charlotte for the. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's they're 1-1. That's why I think they can build too. But I think she's gonna go after that Intercontinental title because it's kind of lower in building stars with the Intercontinental title. So inject something
Yeah.
into there, and then have her come after because it don't have to be Mania this year. I mean, we've seen what Rhea can do with the belt all year.
Bingo.
We've seen her carry it for a year and be okay with it.
Who knows what they were planning to do, before she was forced to kind of drop it. So,
Oh shoot, yeah, that's true.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
they might be picking up where they left off. Or
Michael Jordan's in the chat and asks, do we think Cena's going to break Ric Flair's record? I think that John Cena has a better chance of breaking Ric Flair's record than LeBron James has a chance of surpassing Michael Jordan for championship reigns. I just wanted to note that.
I think that he beats him. I think that this is a year of Cena never give up. His last match, he wins the title, and then he relinquishes it.
I don't think you guys got all this faith in John Cena. I don't think he has enough gas left in the tank.
Yeah, because he got it. He never gives up.
I think he's giving up. I think he's giving up this go round.
when does Peacemaker season 2 come out?
Who knows? The question is, has it been shot already? Because the production schedule will tell you.
Well, you say he definitely got he drank more fuel than many wrestlers outside of Randy Orton. So you know.
All I know is he did the new McDonald's commercial. He's got a new Mega Value meal, whatever it's called, the McValue.
Oh, does he?
Whatever. Yeah, John Cena had a yellow sweater on, cussing in the McDonald's commercial. Like, this is effing crazy. Is it okay, John?
Oh, it says the second half of this year.
See,
this is we're on the road to WrestleMania, even though it's a little bit longer this year.
So
that's
exciting. That is true. That's a good observation.
Yeah, it's a little bit longer, and we get it through Netflix. That's what I was like watching. I was like, we get this every week, though. Like, we get a Raw on Netflix every week, including this man.
Shocker of the night. I don't know about you, good brothers.
Really?
I did not see this coming. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I
did not think that.
I thought Seth was winning.
Bingo. I did not think that grizzled vet CM Punk was going to beat Seth Rollins until the end of the match when he started kind of cutting his promo, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute! I think they're resetting CM Punk. This is probably the run he was supposed to have before he got injured, and he kind of had that program with Drew. Like he's like, because he kind of went off. Like before, he was like, "Look, man, I'm happy, I'm grateful." Now he's like, "No, I beat." In his mind, you could tell he beat the MVP of WWE. Everybody knows that Seth Rollins is that. He is that. He is like the watch keeper at the gate. And think about it. He beat Seth Rollins. He goes off. I'm the best in the world. I proved it. I was like, oh, wait a minute now. He talking his ish. He's like, like Cody Rhodes, Gunther, Royal Rumble. I was like, yo, what's up with CM Punk? He got his mojo back. Like he was really like on some like, yo, I'm back. I know 46 is just a number. I was like, yo, you think you Triple H?
I wrestled the whole match and didn't get injured.
That's code. Thank you. That's what it was, brother guy. That was code for us. See, I didn't get hurt this time. I'm good to go now. You're like, uh-oh.
Put me in a Rumble, coach.
And I'm like, wait a minute. Are we really about to do this? Are we about to have a legitimate CM Punk run? I don't know, but it looks like that's what it is. Because I was like, yo, he really beat him. Like he beat him clean, no cheating or nothing. And I was like, first of all, how is Seth Rollins going to take this? And two, I was like, we about to have another CM Punk run? I don't know. But how did you brothers didn't seem to be as surprised about it as I am. So how did you guys feel about CM Punk pretty much not only just beating Seth Rollins, but calling his shot and making it very clear his intentions going forward? Like Cena made his intentions clear. Gunther cut a promo. He had a video package. He made his intentions clear. And now we got CM Punk making his intentions clear. And I'm like, no, what the heck does this mean for Seth Rollins? What is he doing? Where does he go? But is CM Punk back? Is this what we're doing right now? Talk to me.
Yep. We need that. We definitely needed that. I'm glad he cut that promo because he said he was here to make money. Now let's really make money. We've been playing around too long with the little feuds and the little feud with Drew and whatnot. Let's make some real money. Let's go after the belts. Let's sell some merch. Let's give people the real matches that they really wanted. They gave us that Seth Rollins match, and plus it was Netflix. I figured he was gonna win it anyway. And didn't he lose the first match against Drew?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So with that, and then also being on Netflix, I was like, all right, he's gonna go over because people want to see CM Punk, and plus Seth Rollins can bounce back off of that.
Yeah,
loss.
he's untouchable.
Yeah, so I mean, it just made sense to me. But I'm glad to see that CM Punk, he got his mojo back. So now,
You sound real happy.
hopefully we
You
get
sound
to
like
see.
you sound like he did one after he cut his promo. That's how fired up you sound, brother. You sound just like CM Punk did. You won.
I didn't know you was that big of a Punk fan.
Oh yeah, I got it from Brandon. I've been hanging around him too long. But
It is
yeah,
Brandon's
I'm just hoping to see. I'm just hoping to see that spinner belt back. I'm gonna keep pushing for it.
This guy.
If John Cena ain't gonna bring it back, it's gonna be CM Punk. It's one of them.
No, it's right here. That's where you're gonna see the spinner belt.
Wow. That's our brother, guys. That's his favorite wrestler. Brother guy.
Okay.
You're on the big screen as you yawn and flip the little.
Yep,
little
definitely
spinner
was
thing in the background.
the spinner.
He's trying to go to sleep.
I really
you
want
see
to
what I did there?
Yeah.
You see what I did? Huh?
I hate you, dude. I hate you. I really wanted Seth to win, but then when I thought about it, I'm like, Seth bounces back from everything. Win or lose, people are still going to sing his song. He's still going to have that main match. I mean, think about it. When he got diverted by Bronson Reed, and then we were okay with that. You know, like he keep getting taken out of these pictures, and we're okay with it. So, like, if Seth goes away and comes back, he don't even necessarily have to come to the Rumble because he could always be in the Elimination Chamber. But Punk definitely said, "Oh, I'm here. I'm here. Watch what I do," and
Called
it was
a
a
shot.
statement. Yeah, it was a statement, and you know, I hate to say this, the Drew and Punk match impressed me because Punk and Drew didn't wrestle; they had a fight. This was a fight within wrestling. With them, so
There you
like
go.
they didn't have to do a whole bunch of technical moves, but you could tell they were fighting while they were wrestling. It was like, no, we're going to show, and I'm gonna show you that I'm gonna beat the best, the self-proclaimed best wrestler in the world. I'm gonna beat you, and that's what I think CM Punk did, and it was a great way to end the show. But I think it was an even better way for people to say, okay, what's next for Punk? Because now you're gonna be wondering what he's gonna say.
What
if
didn't he
even
tell
shows
us
up next week?
He told us straight up.
What about Rollins, brother guy? You don't think people are concerned with what he has to say? Because I'm sure he made the most noise and he lost.
It's gonna be best of 3 series. I hate to say that. It's
So
gonna
you
be
think he
one
still
of
wants
those
more
that-
smoke?
Oh, absolutely.
Because look what he did with Cody. Look what he did with Cody Raheem. They had to build him back up, and
Cody Raheem.
But I'm just saying, I think that the next one he wins, and then they end it in a ladder match. I don't know what
there
they're
you
gonna
go.
be fighting.
They can't do no
they
ladder
gotta
match
end it.
after Cody and Fat Man about to have one.
Plot twist.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, they are.
This is your WrestleMania match.
It has to be
For the
someone on
one
the
title.
WrestleMania
It's
match
got to
for
be
the
a
title.
stipulation. No, it got to be a stipulation for them. Their third match has to be a stipulation because Punk is big on. We're gonna have a stipulation because that's how
Texas
you end
strap
the
match,
No, he already did that.
old school
He already did
sportatorium style, world class championship wrestling. What about you, Brian?
4 stages of hell. This is gonna be 4 stages of hell.
Like
what
those
is it? 3
WCW.
stages of
3 stages.
Yeah,
That was
3 stages.
Brian H. How did you feel about CM Punk? Were you shocked? Let me ask you that first and foremost. Were you shocked?
No, I wasn't shocked, but I was. I think because I'm still like riding the high that night. So
is it because of Roman Reigns or because you had such a good time? Just which one?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Just asking.
Roman, and Double H almost killed the crowd, but these guys got him right back into it. But even like Jey Uso, the energy, and then it's like Brother Hugh was getting super happy about the production, right? We really got, by this time we've seen a lot of what we can expect. The full thrown drones, Michael Cole almost falling off of the table.
That was fun.
He's like, "Don't yeet on me. I didn't bring another shirt."
Yo,
hey, what?
Netflix.
You hear?
He can say things like that. He definitely said that. He definitely slid that one in.
I was like, "What?"
Gosh, bro.
Michael Cole's. I was like, "Wait a minute, Michael Cole got funny."
So
funnier.
With all of that happening, I'm like, all right, it's main event time, right? Now let's put on a fight. This is for the wrestling fans, the Gramps brother. But you know, this is because we're gonna be here every week. So this was that match, and they went out there and delivered. So I was watching, I was like, come on, get going, because it felt like it was a different pace. You know, it was a fight, like Brandon said, it was a fight within a wrestling match. So some parts I was like, they're gonna pick it up, but I was like, nah, I'm actually good with this. So and I'm glad I didn't. Like sometimes, you know, it's fun to have the emotion to wrestling, right? Like Roman Reigns is my favorite wrestler, so I enjoy watching his matches with that up and down, you know, going through the emotions.
That emotional roller coaster.
Like, you know, same thing when watching like a Bianca Belair, a Mia Yim, but with like a Punk and a Rollins, I can sit back and just enjoy it. It's like watching a rival game, and I don't have no attachment to either team. I just want to sit back and enjoy something.
You just want to watch bloodshed.
Yeah, you know. Well, yeah.
It's like, okay, I don't care who wins, as long as they both destroy each other.
Somebody better die.
They gave us a good AEW slobber knocker.
Wow.
Nah, because it wasn't 16 flips.
Is this 1997 or what?
But you saw the clips though, right? Y'all saw the clips though, about the finish.
Yeah,
it's the same finish from Moxley and whatnot.
Oh, that was dope. He said, "Hold on, now I get a chance to do this the right way."
Right.
Without the horrible pants on.
How fitting was that though? It's poetic justice. Like this is the Shield member.
Because I can see Seth Rollins doing that. I can see. You know what? Speculation, pure speculation, right? I can see them two not being friends anymore.
Who's like them not being friends anymore?
Oh, Rollins and Moxley.
Why is that?
Because Seth Rollins is the gatekeeper. He's the protector. So I can see him talking like, "Oh, you thought you was gonna go over there to that little Fed? You know, he doesn't want to do business over here." And I can see Moxley getting irritated, like, "All right, dude, shut up." Like I can see.
I don't think they were ever friends.
But right,
they were brothers.
But
no, I think Moxley and Roman are friends, and Roman and Seth are friends. I don't think Moxley was ever friends with Seth.
I mean, you know,
I don't, because think about it. Roman and Roman was the glue that held them together, quote unquote, right? But Roman and Seth had to form that bond as a tag team. And remember when Roman said he had leukemia, you could see Dean Moxley. Well, Dean Ambrose. I was calling Dean Moxley.
No, that's his name. Dean Moxley.
Dean Mox was really hurt, and like that was an emotional moment.
Both of
his
them
friend.
Code,
but you see how he responded. Yeah, and it was like, oh shoot, something's really wrong with our guy. You know what I mean? And I don't think that they really are friends. But to your point, Brian, Seth was the gatekeeper because remember what did he say? Check his bank account or something. He was putting down everybody at one point. So he probably said, "Let's do
it." You know, I left because I hated the guy who was in charge, but he loved you.
Yeah, things got a little personal there.
Definitely did.
So, with that being said,
you don't get
good
to
brothers.
come back after I kept this place afloat. I was like, oh, okay, and never mind. Even the triple X on his jacket because he's hardcore. And they showed the footage of when he last wore that jacket.
That's definitely a shot. Bow.
Yeah, it chokes people out in that jacket.
Yeah, definitely.
That's because he's hardcore.
He teaches you lesson.
That leaves us with one last question as we wrap this up. Good brothers. One last question. Did Monday Night Raw on Netflix live up to the hype? Yes or no?
1000% yes.
Okay, so we got a yes, we got an absolutely. What about you, brother guy?
He's gonna be difficult.
I knew he was gonna struggle with this. That's why
I am, because to me it didn't, but to what it did, it did. If I look at it from objective eyes, it did 100%.
Sure. Okay, fair enough. Look at you. See, you can do it. You can do it.
All right, good job, buddy.
You did it. Listen, well, I think we answered the question, and I think we did a good job of trying to figure out, was this what we needed as wrestling fans? Is this something that we thought we would ever see? Because now we're here. We're in the new era. We were excited to see what was coming. We were excited to see how they were going to pull this off and man, they started this off with a bang. And of course, the Wrestling Room had to do a show about it because we had to educate the folks on the ins and outs, the importance. Okay, there we go. We got somebody acknowledging the OTC. The importance of the things necessary, the subtle nuances, and I feel like there's so much more to come. But we appreciate you hanging with us as we had this conversation. Wow, we appreciate everybody.
I just say that.
We appreciate everybody who's listening. And don't forget to just follow us on all social media platforms. Subscribe to our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube at youtube.com/The Wrestling Realm. Don't forget, Championship Culture is every Tuesday, 8 p.m. live sometimes, and maybe not live sometimes on our YouTube channel, youtube.com. Do you guys live stream to X, to your social media platforms, or is it just YouTube?
Yes, we do.
So you do?
YouTube and I believe Facebook, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you have 3 platforms where you can catch Championship Culture. So if you don't catch it on YouTube, you can catch it on Facebook, you can catch it on X, and also follow Championship Culture on Instagram at Championship Culture _ just to stay up to date. Especially with this week's episode is a special episode where Brandon keeps spinning the United States Championship in the background, so I'm sure it has something to do with it. Yep, he just spent it again. Right. So yeah. Once again, we thank you for joining us. Stay tuned for all the new Wrestling Realm content coming in 2025, not to mention new episodes of Break It Down with Brian Ace, Keeping It 100, Championship Culture, of course, and different things that may come from our new aspects with Wrestling Realm vlogs, Wrestling Realm documentaries, Wrestling Realm Live, the Instagram live show, and maybe Wrestling Realm Facts along with Realness Reacts. Who knows? You'll find out just as fast as we do. We appreciate you sticking with us. We will be back next week with another show, and who knows what the heck we'll be talking about then. But until then, stay safe, enjoy yourselves, and we will see you next week. We out of here. Peace.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yes!
For all exclusive shows and bonus material, subscribe to our Patreon channel at patreon.com/thewrestling_realm. You can watch all of our Wrestling Realm content anytime on youtube.com/thewrestling realm.